Hello and welcome to another interview with episode in the World of Work series. My name is Joe and I'm the Event and Hub Coordinator at Pathways, and it's my great pleasure to have Abby with me today.
Hi everyone.
So we're going to go and have an interview with Abby to hear about what she's doing and kind of her experiences to get where she is right now, and hopefully you guys can learn an awful lot about Abby's experiences and maybe even think about pursuing her route as well. So without further ado, I'm going to get started into the questions. So Abby, what course are you currently studying and where you're studying?
I'm currently doing sport and exercise science and I'm at Loughborough University and I'm just in my second year at the moment.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. So, before going to university, what were you doing? What was the route that you took in terms of subjects in order to get there?
So initially I took GCSEs, so I took obviously English, maths, science, and then as my optional choices, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I just chose a broad range of things I enjoyed. So I did French, citizenship, food technology, and dance. And then my final option was originally history. But I did a couple of lessons of history at GCSE and I found I wasn't really enjoying it. So luckily enough, I spoke to my teachers and asked for their advice, and I asked if I could swap to PE and they said, yeah, that'll be okay. We can get you on there's enough space in the class. So I moved to PE and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed like doing the practical work and that kind of thing. And that was really something that I've liked working on. And then like, as well as my other subjects, helped build on that as well for dance and like food tech. So I always knew I liked having that hands-on experience. And then, so from my A levels after that, I didn't really know what I wanted to do again. I was a bit stuck kind of. So I did a process of elimination. I sat there and I wrote all the ones that we did and crossed it off one by one. And I was like, I ended up with a couple of sciences and then I still had PA as an option. And I was like, I wasn't strong at sport and didn't have a main sport that I was good at. So I was like a bit unsure. So I originally did take chemistry, but then I ended up doing one lesson of that again and thought, oh no, I stick to what I enjoy. So I chose PA in the end. So I had biology, PA, and maths, and that was something I did really enjoy. And I really made sure that I chose a subject that I enjoy. And after speaking to people that I knew were doing A levels, they said just make sure you've got a subject that you enjoy, because it's a lot of hard work and you're not going to want to put the work in if you don't enjoy it. So that was something for me that was really key. And then that's when I started to realise doing A level PA how much I love the science behind sport, and it wasn't just all about the practical element. So like a lot of people think that is just what it's mainly about and you have to be really good at sport, but it was like a really key decision for me to swap. And then that led me into doing my degree because you needed a science subject to get onto my course at Loughborough. So luckily all three of mine were accepted as a science, so I was a perfect candidate. They were really happy with my subject, so I was really pleased because I didn't really know what I wanted to do at university, and I looked at a few courses beforehand and a lot of the ones I was interested in needed a science, so that's why I made sure I had a science subject. So that was really helpful for me when it came to looking at degrees.
No, that sounds perfect. And I think it's really interesting that you gave history a go, you gave chemistry a go, and realized that actually these subjects aren't really what I'm going to enjoy. It's not really going to play into my strengths, and the fact that you realize that and we're able to change so easily. And I think that's kind of a great message to send to students in terms of that you don't have to be so set in stone at times. It is kind of quite easy to be flexible and stuff. And so would you say those changes maybe benefited you in terms of your whole school experience because you were doing the things that you enjoyed rather than feeling like you were stuck doing something that you just weren't enjoying as much?
Yeah. A lot of the time, my dad just always said to me, it doesn't matter what you do, just do something you enjoy. If you enjoy it, you'll do as well as you can. And that's all that matters. Because a lot of people get pressured and thinking, oh, I need to take this because it's a really academic subject. But if you enjoy it, then you'll want to do the work either way. So you'll do well in whatever you want to do, if that makes sense.
I think that's a great piece of advice. Thank you very much. And then in terms of, choosing to go to university to study sport, was it kind of like you always wanted to go to university but just wasn't really sure what subject? When did that sort of decision eventually get made?
Yeah, because when I was applying, I kind of still wasn't quite sure. I applied for a nutrition course as well alongside a couple of sports science courses. So I had to really tailor my personal statement to be kind of broad, but then also focused on the sport element, because that's something that I was still a bit unsure of, and I really like the nutrition side of it. And then that's when I looked into the modules that you do at each university, because they did quite vary. Like a lot of universities have a sports science course, but the modules within it vary quite a lot. So that's something that looking into for me was really helpful, because it was like, oh, I really like the nutrition side. So Loughborough offer a module on that. That's why I looked into going there, coming here, and I was like, yeah, and that's what really made me drawn towards Loughborough and that kind of thing.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you. And then in terms of the course now, you know, what skills do you feel that you've been able to develop since studying that course?
I've so many different skills, like just from like even to start with like interpersonal skills. So like I have loads of different group assessments. So you get put in a group with people that you literally don't even know to start off with, and then you all come together and create a piece of work, and it's like goes towards your final grade and assessment. So like you learn like communication and like interpersonal skills, but then as well as practical skills, I've been able to like get into labs and that kind of thing, and like use like the technology and that kind of, the facilities at the university are insane. So that's been something that I've really enjoyed doing, and I think will be helpful for my career in the future, being able to apply those, and then being able to apply like my academic knowledge in those situations as well. So I feel like universities really helped me do that, and really helped me look at where I know things that I've learned in my lectures and teachers have taught me, and then I can apply it in a practical situation, like in the same week in the lab.
No, again, I think that's great. And can you really sort of tell that the course is very much, you know, getting you ready to go into sort of this world of work, and you know, the putting the skills and seeing how they would sort of transfer basically to a lot of different jobs.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've just been successful in gaining a placement for next year, and I feel like that was really helpful. The skills that I've developed, like doing presentations and stuff for interviews, and the university have really helped with that and developed me as a person to be able to come across in applications and that kind of thing. So I feel like that's been really helpful, because it's like without the skills I developed in my first and second year, I wouldn't have been confident enough to apply myself in the interview and that kind of thing.
No, fantastic. I mean, congratulations. You know, what
Thank
is your
you.
placement going to be?
So my placement's in a sports rehabilitation hospital, and it's in Dublin. So I'll be moving away for the year. So that will be really exciting.
Wow,
Yeah,
that does sound amazing. I mean, yeah, to sort of not only get a chance to put your skills together into real life, but also, yeah, to move to a
yeah,
completely new place. That's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm quite jealous to, you know, that you do something
yeah.
amazing like that. But best of luck for it. It sounds, I'm sure you'll
Thank
be
you.
absolutely smash it. And then kind of sort of, you know, what is the one thing that you'd like to tell people that are thinking about applying to your course, or perhaps, you know, similar courses?
I've kind of mentioned it already, and just start looking into the course itself and the modules and like the things that you're interested in learning about. Because, like I said, most universities have a sports science course, and they all have different modules and all different specifications. So it's not, each course isn't the same. And for me, Loughborough had like individual modules that I really enjoyed, so like biomechanics and physiology and nutrition, whereas some of the different universities focus more on like the physical activity and the health side and like the coaching aspects of sports science. So it just depends what you enjoy, and maybe just look into the kind of things that you enjoy and look at modules on different courses, because that's where I looked into doing like food science or nutrition, because they had a lot of like human biology kind of modules as well. So that was something that drew me towards those, and just do your research basically.
I think that's a wonderful piece of advice, because I think it is very much a myth that you know, people who aren't aware of university, they just think university is school plus, in terms of, you know, you have to do the same sort of subjects, and also in the fact in school you have exam boards and you have a curriculum where everybody basically around the country, it might be a, you know, a slight variation, but you study the similar sort of things. Whereas university, as you say, you know, one course with the exact same name in another university could be completely different. So I think that's a
Yeah,
great thing to kind of point out and share to others. So thank you for that.
yeah,
Um,
that's okay.
no, and then sort of the final question from me is quite mean, and I can understand that, you know, next year it's probably going to change quite dramatically from the experience of going on your placement. But where do you see yourself once you graduate? Have you got like an idea of a career in mind, or perhaps just an industry in general? What are your thoughts of that you want to do?
Yeah, initially I have always liked the nutrition kind of side, so I was looking into kind of maybe going down the nutrition route, but then within gaining my placement, it's become more towards sports rehabilitation, I think, because I like working with people, and like I said, I like getting the practical hands-on experience. But then it's also still like applying my science kind of knowledge side of it to the situation and helping people recover from injuries and that kind of thing. So I would like to hopefully gain a place like in somewhere like I'm doing my placement, like working in a sports hospital, that kind of thing.
Wow, that really would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been. I mean, obviously, I'm quite a big football fan, and seeing all like the different things about physio and rehab is always been quite fascinating. But to be involved in that would be just insane. So yeah, best of luck with that. I hope it goes well, and that you do able to make that. And then again with the placement, as I said before, I'm sure you'll absolutely smash it. I'm very jealous because Dublin, I'm sure, will be an incredible experience on its own. But then to add the work placement to it, yeah, just wish you the best of luck with that and for your future studies as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
No, you're very, very welcome. And to you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this interview and kind of got a lot of information there about the different options in sport. As Abby said, it's not just about the actual doing of it. You can get involved in perhaps the behind the scenes of whether it's sort of nutrition, therapy, physio, whatever it is that you kind of might be interested in. Please do your research to realize, whether that's a dream possible for you. As we say, do the research as best as possible. There's so many different resources out there. Go to the Pathways website where we've got a few bits that might be able to help you, but also go to your teachers in school to kind of get that sort of careers advice and everything. Also do check out the other episodes that we have in this interview with series from a range of different fields and jobs and courses. So if this might not be the sort of what you're interested in, there might be others that you are. So please take a look at them. But as of right now, that's probably all we've got for this interview. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. As we say, please do look out for our other stuff, and we shall see you soon. Bye from us.